You've been told to just manage your symptoms. But what if your problem is hiding below the surface? Welcome to Root Cause Wellness.
Are you just so tired of battling your own skin? Buying one cream after another only for those stubborn blackheads to pop right back up? Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. We're about to skip all that surface-level stuff and get to the real internal reason they keep showing up.
Come on, we've all been there, right? You're staring at your reflection, scrubbing your face raw, using those pore strips, and just hoping those little black dots will finally give up and leave. But what if I told you that all that scrubbing and ripping isn't just failing to fix the problem? What if it's actually making things worse? Let's get into it.
All right, first things first. We need to completely tear down the biggest myth out there about blackheads, because what most of us have been led to believe is it's just plain wrong. So look at this. It lays it out perfectly. The myth we've all been sold is that blackheads are just dirt that got stuck in our pores. Makes you feel kind of unclean, right? But the truth? It has absolutely nothing to do with dirt. It's actually a chemical reaction happening inside the pore itself. And this is the perfect way to think about it. You slice an apple, you leave it on the counter, and what happens? It turns brown. That's because it's exposed to oxygen. It's oxidizing. That is exactly what's happening on your nose. That little plug of gunk in your pore hits the air and turns dark. It's not dirt. So when you're scrubbing like crazy, you're not cleaning out dirt. What you're actually doing is stripping away all the good, protective bacteria that live on your skin and help keep it balanced. You're basically sterilizing the surface, wiping the slate clean, and leaving your pores totally defenseless and even more likely to get infected. Okay, so if it's not dirt on the surface, what is actually going on deep down inside that pore? Let's take a closer look.
So the fancy medical term for a blackhead is an open comedone, and all that means is it's a clogged pore. And what's it clogged with? A simple mix of three things: sebum, which is just your skin's natural oil, some bacteria, which is normal, and a protein called keratin. That's it. That's the whole recipe.
And that brings us to the most important question of all. Why does that plug even form? I mean, if it isn't dirt from the outside getting in, then something from the inside must be causing the clog.
And here we have it, the answer. The root cause is not on your skin, it's in your body, and it's all being driven by a very specific hormonal chain reaction. Think of this like a series of dominoes falling. It all starts with certain foods you eat which cause your insulin levels to shoot up. That insulin spike then triggers a surge in hormones called androgens. And what do androgens do? They tell your oil glands to go into overdrive, producing way too much oil that's extra thick and sticky. And that sticky oil is what creates the plug. See the chain reaction? So this is the key. This is the whole thing right here. All those creams and scrubs are trying to fix the very last domino after it's already fallen. But the real problem, the hand that pushes that very first domino over, is what's on your plate.
So, if food is the trigger, you're probably wondering, okay, what foods are we talking about? Let's break down the three main culprits you really need to watch out for.
Number one, no surprise here, refined carbs and sugars. These are enemy number one for spiking your insulin. Second is dairy. Yep, things like milk, cheese, and yogurt contain their own growth hormones that can just add fuel to the fire. And finally, these inflammatory omega-6 oils. We're talking corn oil, soy oil, canola oil, the stuff that's in almost all processed foods. All right, we've gone deep on the problem and we know the triggers. Now for the best part, the actual solution. Here's a super clear, actionable plan to start healing your skin from the inside out.
It's really a three-step attack. First, you've got to change your diet to get that insulin down. That means saying goodbye to sugars, refined carbs, and all dairy. Second, swap out those bad inflammatory fats for good, anti-inflammatory ones like omega-3s. And third, to really speed things up, we're going to add in two very specific supplements.
First up is borage oil. Remember that thick, sticky, pore-clogging oil we talked about? Well, think of borage oil as something that goes in and changes its consistency. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory that helps make your natural oil thinner and way less likely to form a plug. It's tackling the problem directly, but from the inside. And this second remedy is zinc. Now this is really cool because it gets right to the hormonal root cause. Zinc actually helps block the specific enzyme that creates that really potent androgen, DHT. So with zinc, you're not just managing the oil, you're actually cutting off the hormonal signal that's telling your body to produce too much oil in the first place. So here's the bottom line. Are you ready to stop the endless, frustrating war against your own skin, and instead, finally start healing your body from within. Because the power to truly change your skin, it starts with what you eat, not with what you put on your face.
And hey, if you try this inside-out approach, you have to promise me you'll come back and share your success story in the comments. Let's prove to everyone that the real solution for clear, healthy skin is often found in the kitchen, not in a bottle.
Remember, true health is about getting to the underlying root cause, not just managing your symptoms with a label and a pill.